Welcome back to Life Skills with Mr. K. Last week we were washing our clothes. This week we're going to work on ironing our clothes. It's another useful skill. There's a few safety concerns that we'll go through, but it's really beneficial to try. So let's get started. Okay, so throughout this video I'm going to say a lot about how dangerous an iron can be if you don't use it properly. Irons get extremely hot, so please be careful. Here are a few examples of what's happened to me and my wife in the past. So, when I was younger and lived with my parents, I was getting ready for work and I thought I'd better iron my top. So I came downstairs, put the iron on, got my top ready, and I noticed that my mum's jacket was on the side of the ironing board, so I thought I'd be a very helpful son and iron it for her. As soon as the iron touched her jacket, it melted all of the material, damaging the iron and my mum's jacket. So she wasn't best pleased. So, lesson 1, always check the label on your clothes. Some tops cannot be ironed. We'll go through those labels in a sec, the icons, the symbols in a moment. Another example of being a bit daft with an iron was my wife when she was younger. She was ironing her clothes and put the iron on the floor. It fell on the floor, leaving a lovely iron mark right through the brand new carpet. So please, again, be careful with the iron. So, before we get started, here are a few of the symbols that you need to be aware of. Okay, so there aren't many symbols that you need to know when ironing, but there are a few. So these first 3 symbols with the dots show you how hot the iron should be to iron your clothes. Then the next iron with the cross through it means that you cannot iron. And then the final symbol is that you can't use the steam on the iron. Okay, it might sound obvious, but some of you might not know. This is an iron. Okay, there's different parts of the iron and we're going to go through that now. So, just to point out as well, this iron has not been plugged in, so it's okay to touch. If it had been plugged in, I'd be keeping my hands away from certain parts. And one of these parts is here. This is the face of the iron. This is the part of the iron that gets really, really hot. You want to be very careful with it, because if you do touch it with your skin, it will burn you. And if you're not careful with it, it'll probably burn your clothes as well. We'll go on to the other side now, and we'll have a look at a few different switches and settings. So this dial in the middle here determines the temperature of the iron. So there's no cold setting on an iron, but there is a slightly hot, very hot and extremely hot setting. And what that is for different clothes. So the cooler setting would be for some of your more delicate fabrics, and then you can go up to a very hot setting as well. After that, and to choose the right setting, what you need to do is look at the label on your clothes. Then we can look at over here. Over here, you might be able to see here is our water line. We have a maximum, and the reason we put water in is so that we can iron the creases out. So the iron will add moisture onto your clothing and then heat it up, and that's how the creases are taken away. If you need any more moisture, if you get any really strong creases, what you can do is use a spray or mist button here. That'll add more moisture, meaning the creases are more likely to come out. If your water has run out though, this is up here, is where you can pour your water in, being careful not to spill it. Okay, so before we get started, we need to now make sure there's enough water in our iron. And we're going to be doing a fair bit of ironing today, so I want it to be rather full. You can add water straight from the tap into your iron, or you can even buy ironing water, and that'll help your clothes smell nice and stay smelling nice. So what we're going to do is we are going to tilt the iron and open the lid and slowly pour the water in, trying our best not to spill. Let's see. Making sure we don't go past the maximum line. So now our water is up to there. Okay, so now we need to plug our iron in, and to do that we're going to put it into the safer part of the iron over here to make sure it doesn't fall anywhere. You also want to make sure that there's no children in reach of the iron, because again that is going to get very hot. and then you want to plug the iron in. Make sure that your plug is turned off. You plug it in and then turn it on. And a warning light will come on the iron here, and that'll be there until the iron is hot enough. First thing that we're going to iron is this top. We're going to make sure the sleeves are the right way. And then, it's really important, we need to check the label. So we find the label, and on this label it says, it's got a picture of an iron with 2 dots. And what that means is that we need to change the heat on our iron to the temperature that has 2 dots on it. And we'll let that prepare. So, then, we need to get our shirt ready. So we want to make sure we cover the whole shirt when we're ironing. So we'll get it ready, in position. And yeah, it's cooled down, so we're going to start off on this side. You might be able to tell that this shirt's been left in a crumpled heap, so some of the creases will be really hard to iron out. So we'll go over them a few times, move the iron slowly, but not too slow, otherwise you might burn the fabric. Still, however, struggle to get some of the creases out. Okay, once you've done that, it's really important that you hang it straight up, like so. Okay, next we're going to have a look at my wife's coat. She left it in a crumpled heap, so let's check the label. Okay, so on here, it's got this symbol, and that means it can't be ironed. So what we're going to have to do is hang it up and leave it for the creases to come out. Next we have a t-shirt, so again we're going to find the label. And on this symbol, so on this label, the symbol is, which means again it has to go on a low temperature. It's got 1 dot, so I'm going to turn it down onto there. Okay, and I'll leave it again to change temperature. While doing that, we can get this ready. There are 2 ways of ironing shirts. You can either pull at the seams there and lay it out nice and flat like that, or you can open it up and put it over the edge of the ironing board like so. Again, making sure you unfold the shirt completely. So another tip would be to keep your other hand well away from the iron so that you don't risk burning your fingers. And again, we're going to remember to hang it up straight away. Okay, we've got a polo shirt now, so let's again check the label. Okay, and this has an iron with 2 dots like this. Okay, so we can turn the dial, make sure it's at the right temperature, like so. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to try the other method. So that time we put it over the edge, this time we'll do it this way. Remember that most irons have a spray function which will help get rid of most of those stubborn creases. And again, make sure we hang it up straight away. Like so. Okay, onto a t-shirt. I've checked the label already and know we can iron this top. There's just one part that we have to be really careful of, and that is the stickered area here. Do not go anywhere near it with an iron. If you want to make sure there's no creases there, I'd get a tea towel and put it over the top of it. So again, what method should we go for? Well, we'll go for the quick and easy one. If you do touch the sticker with the iron, you won't just ruin your shirts, but you might damage the iron as well. And again, hang it up. Okay, now we're going to iron one of my wife's tops. Check the label. And again, 2 dots. It's fine. Don't have to change the dye because it's already on there. Slot it over the end, like so. But you see the ripples there. It's going to be quite hard to get this perfect. So don't worry too much about it. Just do the best you can. Get the worst of the creases out. Clothes that have layers or folds are really hard to iron, so don't expect it to be perfect straight away. It takes a lot of practice. And once again, we'll hang it up. Don't worry, I'm not going to go through my whole ironing pile making you watch every bit of clothing. So for now, I'm finished. I need to make sure I turn the iron off at the wall, unplug it, and then need to put it somewhere safe because you don't want any children touching it by accident or anyone who doesn't know that the iron's been on touching it because they will, again, burn themselves. So I'm going to now go and put that somewhere safe. Thanks for joining me again, guys. I hope you found that really beneficial. Remember, when ironing, the main thing that you need to do is stay safe. Irons can get extremely hot, and if you're not sure how to do it, ask for help. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like it if you did. If you want to see anything else more specific, please comment below. Subscribe to my channel, please, and if you want anywhere to go with it, visit my blog, the link's below.